Morning. Today I'm going to be setting up and explain the folder structure a little in bits and bolts. I have a slightly different structure than what most people see. This is just because it works for me. And really with Unity, you do what you need to make it easier for you to navigate around your own project. So I'm going to start with making a folder, and I'm just going to call this audio. Inside audio, I'm going to have 3 more folders. I'm going to have my effects, my music, and my scripts. And I tend to keep my scripts within my parent folder of the subject. So in this case, audio, I'm going to have my audio, my music controller, and my sound effects controller all within the audio folder itself. So I went on to 11 Labs and I have a subscription to that, and I create a bunch of sound effects. So I'm just going to bring those in, drag them over. And I'm going to do the same with music. And in scripts, just add that S. I'm just going to add 2 scripts here. We're not actually going to do anything with the scripts right now, but they're just so we know. We have our music controller. And our sound effects controller. Like I say, you can just put this in one big scripts folder, but I prefer it just to be kept, encapsulated within its own little world there. There are some things like gameplay controllers, you may well just have to put them in a scripts folder, and that's fine. Next, I'm going to be making a visuals folder. And this is just going to be for my main graphics, basically. So I'm going to have my game pieces. We'll just drag these over. You can see, there's nothing special with them. I'll put my prompts, which I use to make these, in the description. And I'm going to have my title graphics. This is just going to be on our main page. Let me just open that for you so you can see it. So nothing fancy. This was created with Midjourney. So again, I'll put that in the description. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go to my sample scene, and I'm just going to do a save scene as. Go to scenes. I'm going to call this main menu. I'm going to save this one as gameplay, and we'll do another one for game over. That may be oversimplistic, but that's all we need for right now. I've been playing with the idea of in-game ads, but to me, they have to add something to the game. So, you might do a reward ad. What I don't like is, every 3 levels having an ad play. That's not good in the grand scheme of things. So now I'm going to go to my build profile, and I'm going to add my scene there. I'm going to add my scenes into this, basically, just so they're there when we build it. I'm going to remove sample scene. I'm going to add everything in. And there's our 3 scenes. We don't need to build. So that's that. I mean, it's pretty simple for the framework or for the structure right now. What we will be using is the new input system. So I already made a little folder for that and copied over the defaults into there. So that's all there and ready to go. I am going to create a new folder for UI. We are going to be using the UI Toolkit. And in here, I'm going to make more folders. Go figure. We'll have our main menu. Our gameplay. And our game over. And in each of these, we would have I'm going to create a new UI Toolkit, UI document. And I'm going to call this game over. And we're not going to modify these yet. We'll modify these in next episode. Sorry. And we're going to do that same with all 3 folders. What I would recommend doing is going out to the Unity website and just digging into some of the UI Toolkit items. I'm not a fan of it, so I'll probably cheat and have something, like Claude or ChatGPT make my main menu or something. It's not overly difficult, but I'm not a fan of the editor that comes within Unity. So, and that's that. I mean, that's this week. I mean, we're just starting to build the foundation out. Next week we'll start by building out the main menu. It's not going to be perfect. It's just something to make the game move between the main menu scene and the gameplay scene. So we'll probably just put in some graphics. We'll put in our music. And then we'll probably just put in a couple of buttons, one to exit, one to start the game, and maybe put it in an about screen because that includes modals, etc., which you'll probably need later on in the game. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you next week.